Hello and welcome to this sun-shining Kincoid campus where we have Cardiff Met staff versus Cardiff Media. Callum, welcome today. How are you?
Thanks for having me here. It's been a while. Obviously, the uh, the old classic Joe back together again. Once for comms. How's life been for you?
It's been a very interesting year, a very busy year. What do you make of the game ahead of us?
Well, I'd say Met v the media. It's a very weird exhibition match. Obviously, the boys in the media, they think they know a lot about sport. Let's see if they know how to play it.
Absolutely right. What do you reckon? What do you reckon the game's going to be like today then?
Well, I think the linchpin player for the Cardiff Met staff is going to be Joe Towns. He's on the wing there. He's a former academy prospect. Unfortunately, didn't quite make the grade, but he's got a lot to prove himself here against some foes on the media side. But then you've got Nick Hartley lining up as a big target man, possibly for media. So who knows? Let's see what happens with the action unfolds.
Are we expecting a high tempo game today?
Well, the fitness levels possibly on show today. I don't know if high tempo for 90 minutes, but maybe for a good 30 seconds, and then we'll go to walking football, I imagine.
Well, I tell you what, kickoffs just started, and Welsh Media have showed some lovely touches there, and the ball gets played forward there to the centre half, who heads it back to the left back. I mean, it's going to be a very entertaining game to say the least. Having lecturers who tell you about sport, seeing exactly if they can play as well as they tell it, I guess.
Well, I remember one of the first times kicking a ball on this pitch, just as I mess about with a couple of the guys from the old course. Joe Towns absolutely rinsed me. First touch, nutmeg, put me on my bum, and that was it. Then I had to retire then from there on out. So, but obviously Sammy Harrison with the ball now, plays it out left. He's going to be a big player for the Cardiff Met staff today. Backs himself a lot in these staff games, which he gives the big one on the Twitter. But of course, involved with the Cardiff Met setup as well. Yeah, he'll be in good stead for Cardiff Met today.
I'll tell you what, another interesting character is Jamesy. Hello, we got a little edge of the box here. Plays it down to Radnock, who plays a ball aimlessly forward. And yeah, as I was saying, Jamesy's going to be an interesting one because obviously Cardiff made it to Europe. There's been a lot of celebrations. I wonder if he's recovered from Saturday, Sunday, and probably even Monday night.
I know. I imagine there were some celebrations akin to that rugby player who went on the 3-4 day bender in his rugby kit still. Socks on and all as well.
Oh, it seems like both teams are playing the 4-2-3-1 here. I think it starts off as a 4-2-3-1 and then just see where everyone ends up, really.
Yeah, I think in these games formations are just a figment of imagination. They'll start off structured. However, I think the quality and the tenacity to want to get to the ball and go forward will overshadow all team tactics. But of course, you had the media side leak the Cardiff Met side prior hand. As we saw with Derby and Leeds earlier on in the season with old Spygate, that could work in media's favour this evening.
Potentially, but yeah, we've been going here for about 2-3 minutes now, and I'm pretty sure it feels probably about 20-25 minutes so far going on.
Well,
but
I'm saying, the raucous crowd here at Kincoid tonight is going to get some entertaining football. The seats are full to the rafters.
Nice big long kick there, won by the centre half. Unable to find Joe Towns. I mean, it's fantastic weather. You can't really ask for much better weather to play football in, can you?
No, not at all. And with the heat and everything today, I wonder if we'll be seeing subs in the first half, maybe in the second half as well.
Well, according to reports, apparently it's going to be 45 minutes per player. Whether they can make the 45 minutes is a different matter.
45 minutes per player?
Yes.
Bloody hell.
There's 2 different team sheets here for the Cardiff Met staff.
Oh, maybe that's just a bit of a smoke and mirrors, maybe. Obviously these games are very competitive. If these boys end up winning, either team winning at the end of the 90 minutes, they will be celebrating like they have won the World Cup. It's not just about fun, it is all about the result. Personal pride, and of course seeing the other team lose and being able to take the mickey out of them afterwards. That's what it's all about when we come here at Kincoid.
I tell you what, Sammy Harrison there, you can tell he's been playing football. He started well, dictating play. We have Joe Towns here on the left wing. playing the ball that's unable to be cut out. And Jamesy showed a couple of lovely touches there, even though he's been kicked out for a throw-in. Been a decent start from both teams, to be fair, with Cardiff, I'd say, having the better of the possession in the first few minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I imagine, these boys have got a lot of chemistry with each other now through playing with each other for the last couple of years. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and with Media, coming in as sort of a very fresh 11 with no prior experience of playing with each other, I think it'll be sort of weather the storm for the first 20-25 minutes, and then when you've got players like Dav Pritchard and Nick Hartley, who I imagine can cause some damage in the final third, it will make for an entertaining exhibition, we hope at least.
That was lovely play, and then touch was too heavy. There you go, Sammy Harrison on the ball again. You've seen a lot of it in his first few minutes. Again, another no-look pass seems to be his favourite thing for today. Joe Towns there finding himself inside. Don't know what he's doing in there. He should be a winger. There you go. Aimless ball forward, cut out by the centre half.
Nick Hartley, the former ITV, now BBC anchor, with the ball. That's a searching ball forward. And Met retain possession at the back again. There you go, Neil Hennessy calling for the ball there, but tells the goalkeeper to go long.
That is a slice and a half. Lovely touch there.
And especially with the heat so much in the evening as well. Of course, this is a friendly, but everybody knows there's no such thing as friendlies in football. Do you reckon we could see tempers flare at all today?
Potentially. There you go.
That's the first foul of the game there.
I already noticed something. Neil Hennessy clearly doesn't know how to stay in a back line because he's playing everybody miles offside.
Well, as a rugby man, and he'll think to just stay as deep as possible, and maybe an ankle tap on the striker as he goes through. Hopefully, he doesn't get confused which sport he is playing. You're
right. So far, so good. He's had one throwing, which he's had the right technique for, and now he's found himself down the left wing. That's probably the most running he'll do most of the game.
I'll say I missed his throw-in. Did he do it overarm or the rugby spin pass?
It looked like it had a little bit of spin on it, but Media here got the ball. Looked like they can counter-attack.
We've got options on the left, but that's a good step up there by the Met defender.
There you go, Gavin playing a lovely ball out wide. Right back travelling forwards and passes the ball aimlessly there. Down to the goalkeeper.
I say Dav Pritchard will be wanting to do better next time.
No real press, is there? Like it seems to be almost pouncing on mistakes, just like Jamesy has done there.
Well, I think the team that gets the most second balls is going to be obviously the most dominant side of the team today.
He's just got away with the one there, the keeper.
That was a very cute pass by the keeper, fully intended there.
Lovely feet there from Chris. He passes inside. You got Joe Towns there, extra man. Nope. Sammy Harrison dictating play. Passes it back down to Chris. Lovely ball inside.
Sammy Harrison dictating play here.
Lovely.
About 30 yards out. He beats his man and he wins the foul. A free kick in a dangerous position here for Cardiff Met staff.
Yeah, Sammy Harrison seems to be the key here in Cardiff Met having any success today. He's the one that seems to be getting on the ball, finding the players, and almost dictating the tempo of how quickly Cardiff Met will be playing today.
And
we can have a shot here from Sammy Harrison. What do you reckon, Callum?
Well, I reckon he backs himself to do it, but I think he'll look for the head of one of his attackers. Maybe Joe Towns can rumble in on.
He's gone in, and it's a comfortable save for the goalkeeper there. Nothing too much for the keeper to be worried about.
Well, it looked like they took it with a side foot. Was unsure whether he wanted to actually rasp it in the back of the net or to find another Met player.
Long searching ball there, a bit of uncertainty at the back, but they eventually cleared the lines quite calmly, I'd say. It looked calm anyway from where we're stood.
Well, let's say those were some definitely cute triangle plays. Not one that you'd hope to see in a professional game. Well, as an Arsenal fan, I've seen many of those triangle passes this season, and they have given me many a heart attack. And
speaking of heart attacks, Sammy Harrison's just giving the ball away, but Jamesy there, not able to keep possession. Lovely feet, and Sammy Harrison's just gone in for a solid challenge. That's probably the feistiest challenge of the game so far.
Well, he just wants to win, doesn't he? That man is a competitive.
Lovely ball there down the right. Ball whipped in and is just about kept in by the goalie.
I think probably fair. Maybe a hint of offside there from media, but of course, no linesman today. So a lot of it, I think there's going to be a very free-flowing game for the attackers. I think they'll be able to get behind the line without being penalised.
Lovely 1-2 there. Joe Towns again finding himself inside, almost threading it through there to Pedley. But now Welsh Media able to counter-attack.
David Pritchard with the ball. Now he looks for Nick Hartley there.
Oh, another ball over hit. There's not much quality on show so far, is there, Callum?
Well, I think it's all intentional at the moment. No side will want to, show their hand to the opponent yet. It's always good to have a bit of extra trickery up your sleeve. I think this is a game of wits more than actual football ability, and I think these boys have taken it very seriously for the mental side of the game and the strategic side of the game. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely ball there into Joe Towns. He's unable to win the flick on, but he does win a throw-in. And now is your first opportunity to see Neil Hennessy actually take a football throw-in.
Oh, well, here we go.
Cardiff Media seem to be going quite flat in a 4-3-3.
Oh, the anticipation for this throw-in is killing me.
Owen seems to be holding a wide position here on the touchline, trying to use as much width as possible. But here comes the moment. Neil Hennessy to take a throw-in, and that is a spot-on technique for a throw-in, I'd say.
Well, I say it. I know Neil Hennessy's background was in rugby, possibly there with a throw like that. He could have been the hooker, practicing from the line-outs there. But Joe Towns seemed to be short. There seemed to be the more safer option. And now
Sammy Harrison giving the ball away.
Dispossessing Met in the middle of the park.
Lovely feet here. Oh, another pass just misses his target. Oh, sloppy kick. Media pounce on the second balls. Oh, another poor pass.
Like I said, it's all strategy at the moment. This is all on purpose, Hadj.
Lovely feet here. Ball about to get whipped in from Dav, but it's well defended by Smart there. There's not too much trouble caused for the keepers in this opening 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, definitely some clever football there by Smart. Take no prisoners, get the ball out there, and then let's reset here. Because as we've seen, Met have been the most comfortable in possession, and Media have been giving them time to be able to pass it along the back. That's a lovely ball forward.
Pedley there, unable to control it, but he did get pushed in the back, and that is a foul. Seems like the referee has a GoPro on his chest. That'll be interesting that'll be an interesting test for today's game. Free kick there, about to be taken by Radnock inside Media half. It looks like he's going to be going straight into the mixer, causing some trouble. There we go. Ball goes in towards Joe Towns, but is well defended by the Media.
There you go. We've got Nick Hartley overlapping Dav Pritchard here now. Hartley still on the width, or on the wide side of the pitch rather. There you go. That's that first searching ball that Hartley's been able to make today. Media in a dangerous position. He's beaten his man with a wonderful bit of skill, but what a fantastic tackle there. No foul.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Media are counter-attacking with too many players. There was only one person in our box, and the cross would have had to be pinpoint for that to happen. Sam Hartley there, going past three players. Outside of the pass, missing the target there. But as you can see, Neil Hennessy's playing everyone on side.
But there we go, able to set up again from the back as Cardiff Met play on this near side.
Just to confirm, Neil Hennessy's supposed to be the left back. He's now centre half with Joe Towns at left back. If you are watching this game, you are as confused as I am as to where the positions have gone.
An unconventional clearance there by the Media defender.
I wouldn't say unconventional. If anyone's watched me play this season, I've done a thigh clearance many of a time.
Well, I suppose if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid, isn't it?
Plenty of time there for Greg to find Joe Towns down the left. Lovely pass into Jamesy there. Oh, Jamesy's giving the ball away. Can the Media attack? Neil Hennessy there able to intercept it, but not able to keep possession. Media have the ball here.
Oh, that was possibly a high foot there. Is the referee going to blow? Nope.
Clearance there from Neil Hennessy, unable to get that far. Media finally getting some sort of foothold in this game now.
I don't know if you're like me, Hadj, but I am wincing at the thought of any challenge these boys are making. There's a lot of high feet going on now.
I'm just wincing at them trying to control the ball right about now. There we go, overlapping run on the left. There you go, finds a little pocket. Great block there from Greg.
But see, as you see there.
There we go, Jamesy again. Hello, we have a counter-attack on the right-hand side. There's a 2v1. Can Owen be able to cross the ball? He can. He finds Padre. Oh, and he's just missed it. He was unable to reach out and get the touch that he needed to be able to finish it and put it in the back of the net. But that's fantastic counter-attack from the Met.
Well, there we go. You know, it's come to the forwards' weaker foot there, just a little bit too further in front of him. You know, couldn't get his feet from under his legs, and I think that was the best chance of the game so far. But of course, only a half chance. Yeah,
that was the best chance by a mile there. Owen finding Pedley, but he was again unable to stretch out his long legs to be able to tap it in, and it's just a goal kick for the Welsh Media. Not too much tempo, non-surprising through set plays and goal kicks. Taking their time, catching a breather, recharging the batteries, ready for the next part of the game. Ball gets long forward there. Lovely control from Greg. Sam Harrison again having the ball and finding Chris. Oh, Chris trying outside to Joe Towns, but unable to find the pass. And Welsh Media again on the counter-attack here with more bodies. Dav Pritchard on the ball. Oh, again, pass intercepted. Neil Hennessy with all the time in the world. It seems like Welsh Media have come here with more of a counter-attacking threat than trying to take the game to Cardiff Met.
I hope you're using the term threat loosely here, the Hadj.
Absolutely. All the terms used here will be loosely.
You know, I'm going to back myself as former Cardiff Met alumni. I'm fully backing the Cardiff Met team here now to take the victory, as what we've seen in possibly the first opening 15-20 minutes here at Cardiff Met. You know, for those who are watching, it could, like you say, it could be an entire half by now, but no, there's still at least another half hour to go.
And there's been very little tempo so far, with only one half chance to really talk about. Miscontrolled there from Chris, but again, ball kicked out, throw into Cardiff Met. I think me and you, Callum, should go there and should go and show them how it's done.
Well, I'm an armchair pundit, Hadj. I can talk the talk, but definitely can't walk the walk, and I'm far more comfortable up in the gantry here today. But as yourself, a bit of a Cardiff Met superstar. Off to Europa in the summer for a little European tour. You got to be enjoying the thought of that.
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited about the thought of Europe. Don't know who we're going to have, but it'll be a fantastic challenge, and it'll be great to see exactly where we are on the European pendulum with the amount of quality teams that's in that group.
We'll say that obviously with the impending Cardiff Met draw in a couple of weeks' time, some of the teams you can play are from the Faroe Islands, San Marino, Kosovo, Luxembourg. Out of those four destinations, where would be sort of your top destination to go play the qualifier?
I'm not too sure, if I'm honest. I don't think there is a top destination. All the destinations are going to have their own challenges. Just before that is a lovely diag, but unable to be controlled on this left-hand side. Adam there, able to find the number 10 in the pocket. Oh, he's got past him. Still up on his feet. And no, not given. Yeah, going back to it, it's not really... There's not much preference of teams. All of them are going to have their own challenging environments, and wherever we take, I'm sure, is a challenge that we're going to relish.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's a sort of it's a brilliant to be a South Wales football fan this season. 3 South Wales sides qualifying for European football. Obviously, Cardiff Met qualifying for the preliminary round
Sorry,
of the
just
Europa
to stop
League.
you there. Lovely ball from James into Pedley there, but he doesn't have much support. James making a third man run. Not quite able to be found there, but Cardiff Met really do look dangerous in this past 5 minutes, and a breakthrough could be coming at any moment.
Yeah, Nick Hartley did really well there to intercept the ball and play it back to his goalkeeper. Dav Pritchard there again, sort of always finding a bit of space in his own third of the pitch, and is able to give some of those cute inside passes. But of course, on that right hand side, it seems to come to no avail for the media side. But yeah, just to go back to what we were saying, obviously Cardiff Met Europa preliminary round, Barrytown United preliminary round, and then the third team, Cardiff Met women's side, Champions League for a second year in a row. You know, South Welsh football is absolutely amazing at the moment, and it's something that we are in a bit of a sort of a golden era, I suppose, of that local community football.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's more, what could be even better is the fact that the Champions League could be coming to Cardiff, could be coming here to Cardiff Met. We've obviously had the 2017 Champions League women's group stages. We could have it again this year. It's a fantastic year for football. That's a lovely ball to Pedley there. Oh, miscommunication there, and the ball just goes harmlessly out for a goal kick. But yeah, what a fantastic sport of summer. You got the Europa League qualifiers, Champions League qualifiers involving the Welsh teams. Women's Champions League could be coming to Cardiff. It's an exciting time to be a Welsh fan.
Well, we've been joined by Josh Thomas on the gantry, who was there in Moistegade on the weekend to watch Cardiff Met clinch that European playoff tie against Bala. Just how was the experience there then, Josh?
The experience was fantastic. I've never seen anything like it. It was just, you kind of feel it was Cardiff Met's day, but then it went back to Bala, then it went back to Met, then it went back to Bala. It could have been anyone's, especially the woodwork been shaken 4 times.
Oh, well, it definitely, especially like I say, that last 5 minutes with Bala hitting the crossbar twice in the sort of like the last 5 minutes to go. But I think the big takeaway from that game was Will Fuller's performance in goals.
Exactly. I mean, 2 cracking saves. The thing I like is the fact he went the right way all the time. He knew it, and I think he told me after the game that he had it on a bottle as well. So he knew exactly. He did his homework, and he got the job done.
Yeah, and obviously for Cardiff Met, who have been so close to qualifying for that preliminary round over the last 3 years, I think the photos that show how much it meant to Will, who's obviously been out of action for a majority of this season, having to have his quad muscle reattached and then out for sort of 9 months. But that's sort of a sliced ball forward, nearly paid out, but of course it's still 0-0 here at Cardiff Met versus Cardiff Media. There you go, Dav Pritchard again with the ball in this right hand side. Search and run forward, but cleanly intercepted here by Cardiff Met. Sammy Harrison looks forward. Joe Towns has been found, but it's been blown for offside.
Yeah, going back to Sunday's game, obviously I wasn't able to make it, but looking on the TV, I mean, it wasn't the most entertaining game, and obviously as Cardiff Met, we don't really care because we went through, but it wasn't the most entertaining game in the world, was it? I mean, there wasn't much clear-cut opportunities for either side.
Well, it was a bit, I gotta say, the beginning for Cardiff Met, I think they actually got into the game very well. I think they started very well. Roscoe, of course, hit the post, very unlucky. And then I think against another play, they got the goal, Bala. And I thought, the way they're going to go and get this now is how they respond. And they got a goal straight away with Elliot Evans. And then all of a sudden, it just nothing happened much.
Sorry to cut you off there. That's a lovely pass. 3v2, Media here, chance, and somehow has been scuffed wide. Callum, explain exactly what I've just seen, because I don't know how he scuffed it wide.
Well, I thought that the referee could have blown for a penalty there with the Cardiff Met defender coming in from behind. I'm going to give a bit of credit to the Cardiff Media here there. It looked like, I think, if he stayed on his feet and that the challenge wasn't there, I think that's 1-0.
I absolutely agree. It did look like a penalty for me, but clearly the referee didn't see it.
And of course, I am going to be sort of angling for a media job, I suppose. So I'm going to also big up Cardiff Media as well. I'm going to, sort of sit on the fence, big up the Cardiff Met side, and also big up the Cardiff Media side, because there is some ulterior motives to say that they're playing a lot better than they actually are.
They've actually improved over the past 5 minutes. They're seeing more of the ball and definitely being a bigger threat. Lovely reverse pass there. Ball put in the dangerous area, but Chris is there to be able to clear it out for a throwing. Well defended. Welsh Media getting a foothold in this game now.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, they've been the strongest side now for the last 5-10 minutes. I think possibly fitness maybe be a part of that here. Cardiff Met did have sort of the better start, and were doing the more of the running when dispossessed. But now, it looks like Cardiff Media are fully in control.
But again, you got there the Cardiff Met pace on the counter attack with Owen down the right hand side. Joe Town seems to be floating in there and everywhere. I think right now he's currently playing at right back, receiving the throw in, so good positional sense all round, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think Cardiff Media are using the width of the pitch a lot more, as we've seen with Dad Pritchard going out on the far side. With the half chance then for Cardiff Media coming from this left hand side, whereas Cardiff Met staff have tried to play a lot of it, the over top balls through the middle. That's sort of that Sam Allardyce brand of football, which can be quite effective in its day. It might not be the most attractive bit of football, but as seen with his record, it does get results.
Again, there another sloppy pass. This time I think it might have been Nick Hartley. Ball with Joe Towns from the throw-in. He's able to get a pass, and that is a cheeky shot, close, but the keeper managed to have his front post covered there.
Yeah, definitely. David De Gea should take some lessons there of how to cover a near post. Good save there from Cardiff Media.
Yeah, that's a good save there. Cardiff Media, first corner of the game, I believe this could be for Cardiff Met. And it looks like James is going out. I mean, there's a lot of height in that box here, but somehow they've left a 1v1 at the back, which could be dangerous with the Met of the Welsh Media. But Jamesy lofts it in there. And Welsh Media here could be on the counter-attack. Ball down the left-hand side. Lovely ball down the channel. Great defending there by Smart. And Cardiff Media, Sam Harrison, brilliant second ball win there. Managed to win a foul for Cardiff Met. I mean, that was a bit scrappy. And from what I can see, could be the first sub of the game already.
Yeah, well, it's extremely hot here in King Coyd. It's a lovely late springs evening. One we haven't seen for probably a good year temperature-wise. Of course, we've had some nice weather over the last couple of weeks, but it looks like we're starting to replicate that heat wave we did have last year. But of course, stay fresh, keep hydrated, boys. It's it is just an exhibition. Let's not have some injuries.
Free kick here, just inside Cardiff Met half. Looks like it's going to be pumped forward, and it is. Ball flicked on. James, he nearly pounced on that. Lovely little touch around the corner there, but Neil Hennessy is there to sweep it up.
Whoa.
Oh, but Neil Hennessy gives it away now, and Welsh Media are definitely on the counter-attack. 3v3, 4v3. Are they able to make this a telling counter-attack? Lovely little nutmeg there, but great defending, and it's gone out from a corner from a ricochet. I mean,
yeah, the attacker does well there to win the corner. He looks like he lost it there. Tried to be a bit cute and going, putting the ball one way and running around the other. But like I say, with the ricochet, it goes out for a corner, and well collected there by Cardiff Met staff. But as you see here now, there are 9 players inside Cardiff Met's own half, and when they're trying to play that long ball forward, there's just no options there.
It just seems like they're almost hoping for Pedley to be able to hold it up, force some support to go forward. Lovely inside ball there, able to be collected. Welsh Media still have it, but Neil Hennessy blocks the ball when it goes down to Chris, and again a long ball forward, easily dealt with. Owens collects it here down the right hand side. Lovely ball into Sammy Harrison. Great play here. But again, Welsh Media come back into their defensive shape and are hard to break down.
We all know Sammy Harrison's got a bit of skill about himself. He's trying to bring the players into the game to create some space for himself on the in the pockets. But when does it get to a point where he sort of realises, yeah, he is sort of a little bit a cut above talent-wise and ability-wise. When does he start being selfish?
Yeah, well, I reckon he'll give it another half. I reckon he'll give it till half time, make a few substitutions. I think that's where he starts stepping up a game, especially with the fitness element coming into it a lot. Sammy Harrison will be able to use that component against the Welsh Media.
That's a big head there from Harrison. Neil Hennessy gets to the second ball.
Neil Hennessy backed out of a tackle. We can use that against him for the rest of his career. Welsh Media there, brilliant counter-attack, lovely inside ball, but again, Smart able to clear it out for a corner.
Let's say Simon Davis from BBC Wales backing his Cardiff Media colleagues here.
Well, corner here for Welsh Media. Are they able to use the height that they have against Cardiff Met to their advantage?
Why is nobody on the goalkeeper? That is one thing that I do miss about football now. You have no one marking the goalkeeper anymore.
Ball gets floated in. Good header there. Joe Towns able to pick up the second balls. This could be a potential counter-attack for Media if the right pass is found.
That's
Pedley, that is a great ball here. 2v1. Owen, counter-attack again for Cardiff Met. Is he able to use his pace? He looks like to get around the outside. Lovely little defending there just to stop him from in his tracks. And again, another goal kick. Another opportunity missed on the counter-attack for Cardiff Met.
Obviously, it hasn't been a game of sort of world-class ability, but both sides have seemed to have grown in as the half have gone on. Have you seen that the standard of football has increased slightly since kick-off?
Slightly, yes. Slightly, yes. Flick on there, but Cardiff Met are able to pick up the ball with Chris Smart. Little injury there, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Lovely play here down to Neil Hennessy. Delightful shin into Joe Towns, and that is a tough tackle.
A bit of a shoulder into the chin there for Joe Towns, but he did well there to retain possession and get past his man. He won the foul, and now Met have the ball in a nice area to set up an attack. But they got to start playing it on the floor now, rather than sort of number 21 or number 3 pinging it forward into the 18-yard box. Just hoping that the second bounce does fall favourably for them. Should they start playing on the floor now in these positions?
I think that was Joe's last action. That tackle might have been a bit too tough for him. He has just been subbed off. And Welsh Media have also made another sub. They seem to have got a pacier striker up top, I'd say. Ball's about to get knocked into the box here. But again, Nick Hartley able to win his header, and Welsh Media clear the lines. Could this be another counter-attack? No, ball's just seen out here for a throw-in. Throwing down the left-hand side here, just entering Met half. Lovely little slide pass.
Acres of space here.
Brilliant reverse pass. Welsh Media got a little overload here. Down the right.
Dav Pritchard.
This is brilliant play from Cardiff, from Welsh Media, I'll have you. But Neil Hennessy there is able to find Jamesy. Lovely switch of play to Sammy Harrison. There's a bit of space now for Cardiff Met to utilise. And that ball not best dealt with, and Pedley manages to get hold of it. Pedley backing into the defender. That is well dealt with, that lunge. That was a bit dangerous.
Oh, didn't like that.
No, but game's a bit more stretched now. Seems to be a lot more space. That's a lovely ball in the middle. Welsh Media, they're 1v1. Great save from the goalkeeper there. Great save or poor finish? What do you reckon, Callum?
Well, I think it's a bit of both there. He looked tired there, the 10-20 yard dash, and I think most importantly for the Cardiff Met side is Neil Hennessy looked to have pulled up quite early there. I know while he's signalling to the bench now to come off, I think that's the last we'll see of Neil Hennessy. A shame really, because he's grown into the game and he's looked like he's really enjoyed himself out there. Yeah,
Neil Hennessy, I think he's more used to catching the ball than running with it, which is probably why he's had to come off so early. And Mike Castle in those bright orange shoes coming on at left back. Mike Castle, obviously a tennis lecturer there. He's more used to hitting the ball with a racket than kicking it. I wonder what his technical ability will be like during the game.
Well, let's see if he can cause a racket for Cardiff Met staff.
That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. That's not a foul. I can even... Good defending there.
Yeah, good agility shown there. Rides, challenges one. Nice little bit of strength. Nothing malicious in it. Just pure good football intelligence.
Lovely feet there. Sammy Harrison finds it down the right-hand side. Met just keeping possession for a bit since Welsh Media have grown into it. Chris Smart here going on a lovely run. No one's picked out Sammy. And the ball's just behind him, and Welsh Media are able to hook it clear. And when the second ball's little ball over the top, he is onside. But again, there's not much options for Welsh Media. Ball in the pocket, lovely shot here.
Oh, what a goal!
What a fantastic finish that is. Sublime shot.
There we go, Cardiff Media taking the lead here at the end of half-time. The scorer there celebrating with his players. He's very happy with himself there. That's a good 30-yard strike. Beats the keeper, rasping challenge, and goes into the bottom left-hand corner. Looks like we've got a bit of a game going on now, Haj.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Welsh Media, like the tactics they've had all game, hit Cardiff Met on the counter-attack, found a lovely little pocket outside the box, and a sublime finish there. Will Cardiff Met be able to respond? Sammy Harrison on the ball here, down to Mike Castle.
Well, that all sort of stemmed there from an uncharacteristic smart error there with the headed down into the ground, and the ball was just able to be played over him. But
well dealt with. That was a dodgy ball to deal with there.
Well, 5 minutes ago he was getting to that ball first, and now he's letting the ball bounce. So maybe the error's got to his head a little bit. I think half time would be a perfect time now for Cardiff Met just to retain a bit of composure.
That's a fantastic ball there with Sammy Harrison making another run, but a good defending there from Nick Hartley. Nick Hartley at the back has almost swept everything up for Welsh Media.
Well, definitely. Obviously Ryan Giggs gave out his training sheet for the training camp next month. I'm surprised. Nick Hartley and Dav Pritchard are omissions on that sheet now. They've formed a bit of a formidable duo in the full back and centre back position. But Cardiff Media now in the position that they just scored. The goal scorer passing it out left.
Welsh Media here getting the ball. Hello, another striker deflection, but it just goes harmlessly into the goalkeeper's hands there.
Yeah.
It looked like the shot was going extremely wide. That deflection probably done the shot a bit of justice. But again, sliced goal kick. Oh, hello, cheeky shot. Looks like everyone's having a shot after that goal.
Well, I think a big thing now is, just looking at Sammy Harrison, his body language is looking quite dejected. Of course, it wasn't the greatest distribution there by the Cardiff Met goalkeeper. However, when that ball is there to be won, he let the ball bounce. The Cardiff Media attacker took the ball, and Harrison he made no effort to win the ball back, and as a result, Cardiff Media had a shot. Okay, it wasn't a great shot, but it's where attitude is going to come into a big part now.
There you go, Smart there on the ball. Lovely ball over the top there from Sammy Harrison, down into the left winger, outside of foot crossed in. And again, Welsh Media defend it very well and are able to win the second ball.
Well, I say on our live stream here, we know Simon Davis of BBC Wales, they agreeing with us in the sense that Cardiff Media might need a bit of an injection of quality. Owen Lear is looking tired, apparently, according to him. Maybe a question of too much travelling abroad.
I'll tell you what, that was a delightful ball there from Owen. Pedley unfortunately couldn't get the ball to him, but Sammy Harrison does look a bit frustrated there. A little kick out at him, he wasn't too happy about it. I think half-time needs to come for Cardiff Media to get Cardiff Met to get their heads together and just cool down a little bit.
Yeah, well, we are coming up to the 45th minute. I think a well-earned break for these boys. As I say, it is a very hot evening out there today. I imagine they all need a bit of hydration, just sort of regroup. And of course, with the heat as well, it does affect with your mind. So I think the mental battle in the second half is going to be really linchpin for the deciding the winner of this game.
Throwing there for Welsh Media, lovely little flick on there. Unfortunately, the striker couldn't get onto it, but he wins the second ball. And another counter-attack, and a first-time effort just gets sliced just wide. Stretching for it there, that's a difficult task to stretch for it and have a strike on target from outside of the box.
Well, you know, we've been talking about this injection of quality into the game, and I think we are starting to see it now. Cardiff Media putting these lovely, cute combination passes together, and as you've seen, it started with the, you know, with the throw-in, one touch, another touch, and then Cardiff Media go in, have a, you know, another half chance, and you know, the Met defence are looking tired. They've gone to 3 at the back now. You know, sort of 5 midfield, 2 up front.
Lovely ball into Pedley there, lovely control. Pedley has a shot. No, Welsh Media are able to defend it, but he manages to get it under his feet. And a tame effort there, calmly collected by the goalkeeper.
Well, Pedley stopped the ball well there to give him that extra yard of space, and you know, we all saw what he was trying to do to bend it round the keeper, but you know, unfortunately the quality wasn't there.
Another long ball goes back to the goalkeeper, and Cardiff Met are able to restart at the back. But Welsh Media, they don't seem to bother to not have the ball. If anything, they seem more comfortable without it and just go on a counter-attack rather than dominating possession. But Mike Castle, they're able to skip past one. Skip past Hartley like he's not there. Skip past 2. Skip past 3 players there. But Welsh Media again able to get their bodies back. Sammy Harrison. Oh, he's unable to find that penetrating pass. And again, Mike Castle, lovely 2 tackles, but somehow Welsh Media still have the ball there. Down the right-hand side. Ball played into the striker. He's unable to find a player. It's not a bad touch. And James is able to flick it onto Owen. Owen's got space to run into. And another delightful ball. Pedley's not able to get there. But a far post shot. That's a tame effort with all that time on the ball he had.
Well, I think the pressure got to him there, and it looks like James is also pulling up with an injury. I think a lot of these lads, their athletic careers are far behind them in the sense. A couple of old aches and pains and a few niggles here are starting to show.
I think we might get our boots on in a minute. I don't think they'll have 11 men for the second half.
Well, even if I was on the pitch and made the 11th man, it'd still be. I'm so bad at football, I take it down to 9 men just by being on the pitch. You know, as a kid playing football when I was younger, you know, I chose to be a goalkeeper, so I didn't have to run as much. And I think that you know, just sort of highlights what you need to know about my playing ability.
It's not a bad ball in from Sammy Harrison, but again, Nick Hartley there to win first and second balls, and they're able to clear it out for Cardiff Met, throwing deep in Welsh Media territory. But Welsh Media haven't, apart from the 5 minutes where Met seem to be on the trajectory, they haven't really been tested that much.
No, not at all. I could completely agree with you there, Haj.
But that's a long throw in there. Again, Nick Hartley able to deal with it and cleared again. But Met coming back, having the ball nicked away from them. Could this be another counter-attack for Welsh Media?
Yeah, that's well won there by Cardiff Media.
Delightful pass, looking for the 1-2. He's not able to find the second pass, but Welsh Media do look dangerous on the counter-attack.
Yeah, I think you know, I think the 2 lads up front, they sort of know where each other are going to be now, just with the half under their belt of playing.
And you can see the 2 centre halves walking up there. I think this game is really getting to them physically now. They're really starting to feel the strain of it.
I say I'm starting to. I think I'm living through a few of their injuries vicariously, because when they're pulling up now, I'm feeling my hamstring going.
Goal kick here for Welsh Media. Launch forward, and Mike Castle is able to bring it down and fall over at the same time. That's a very special ability that I seem to be very good at as well.
Well, yeah, you know, it's only the best players know how to take a touch, release the ball, win a throw-in, and then go on the deck as well. Maybe thought there was contact and you know, thought there was possibly potential to win a foul in a good area there for Cardiff Met, but of course they're retaining possession well. But as we've seen, the Cardiff Media backline stepping up, getting to the ball first, clearing it forward, and they're able to restart an attack.
Lovely feet there, lovely feet. Welsh Media again on the counter-attack, but Chris Smart, as always in this first half for Cardiff Met, has been solid at the back and clears out for a throwing halfway for Welsh Media.
Yeah, obviously smart. You could say he was at fault for the media goal, but he's had a very good game. You know, possibly you could think that the visibility for him wasn't that great. The sun is coming down quite low, so he maybe thought he had to head it into the ground or saw the ball coming in late. But like I say, he's the reason today why Cardiff Media are only 1-0 up.
Lovely feet there from Griff. And again, Welsh Media solid and win the ball back in midfield. That's the dangers of not wearing shin pads.
He's
Pedley
onside.
there able to get the ball, but Welsh Media just smother it out. It's again the same thing. Cardiff met attack and Welsh Media have just smothered it every single time. Sam Harrison on the ball in a deep area, manages to find Pedley, who's able to turn, find the left winger. Oh, that is a late challenge. In a free kick in a dangerous area here. This could be Sammy Harrison territory.
Yeah, definitely.
Or in this case, Mike Castle territory.
Yeah, well, you know, I know maybe sort of 5 minutes ago we were alluding to half time. Maybe there is no half time in this game, and maybe we're just playing sort of through. But Mike Castle now.
Mike Castle backs himself to, and it goes harmlessly over the bar, and it is half time here in uneventful first half. Welsh Media lead 1-0 from a fantastic strike 30 yards out. Half time, Cardiff Met 0, Welsh Media 1.
And we restart here now at King Croyd campus. It's Welsh Media 1, Cardiff Met Staff 0. Nick Hartley with the ball here as he plays out to David Pritchard on this near side. Hint of handball there from the Cardiff Met Staff, but they've retained possession. Mike Castle here now.
As you can hear there, Neil Hennessy is happy with the start Cardiff Met have made.
Well, he seems to have shrugged off the injury that he picked up towards the latter of the second half, and that's a good header there. Maybe not with the forehead and more of the top of the head, but it seemed to be effective.
If I'm honest, I thought he was going to catch it the way he went up for that header.
Well, I'd say there's Neil Hennessy there telling us that he did actually hit it with his forehead. I think we'll have to go to a live replay later on. And he's still giving the commentary
Lovely play
duo
there.
some stick there. And Neil Hennessy knows a lot about fullbacks keeping the other side onside as how deep he was in that first half.
Good start from Cardiff Met here, just like they did in the first half as well. Welsh Media just happy to sit back and just soak up the pressure and hit them on a counter-attack of some sort.
Do you think we're possibly going to see a replication of the first half with the Cardiff Met Staff start off stronger out the blocks and Cardiff Media Welsh Media just ride the pressure?
Yeah, and especially the way the teams are set up, it looks like Cardiff Met have made quite a few changes in the halftime debrief there, getting some fresh legs, whereas Welsh Media seems to have kept the same players. And the most key absentee from Cardiff Met here seems to be Sam Harrison. But on the other hand, Cardiff Met are attacking dangerously, but again, smothered out. Welsh Media seem to do no wrong when they're defending.
No, absolutely. I think they've the back four have got themselves in an orderly fashion. Nick Hartley seems to be commanding the Welsh Media defence very well there.
Oh, looks like some sort of Cardiff Met training ground corner routine here. Lovely whipped in ball into a dangerous area, flicked on. Oh, it's not a bad attempt with the left foot. That's probably the closest chance Cardiff Met have had in the whole game.
Yeah, definitely. He should do better there, of course. But on such a momentous occasion, it looks like the pressure did get to the Cardiff Met Staff number 12 there.
Welsh Media here with the goal kick. Going long again. And finding the striker. No, it's just run out for a throwing. But again, Welsh Media's defence, they seem to be happy to just stay deep, soak it all up, and just hit on the counter-attack. But again, solid at the back. Them two at the back have not missed a header this whole game.
No, definitely. If it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Hartley here on the ball. Comfortable on the ball.
Again to Dav Pritchard.
Dav Pritchard looking down the right here. Lovely pass. Some space to travel into. Lovely ball down the line there. Chris Smart playing him on.
Neil Hennessy there signalling that he has to come off. Maybe the injury was a bit too much for him.
Yeah, Neil Hennessy is done again. I'm telling you now, I think you might need to commentate by yourself. By the looks of things, I might need to go on eventually.
Well, if that's the case, I'll hold down the fort hard. Sometimes you got to show your ability.
From what I've just heard, Neil Hennessy described it as he felt a twang.
I felt a twang.
That doesn't sound too pleasant.
No, definitely not.
So again, goal kick for Cardiff Met, not going that far. And it is Cardiff Met throwing. Owen here down the left, who was very dangerous down the right in the first half. More of a defensive role this half. Ball gets placed in. Chris Smart, centre half, having the ball here. Plays it to the other centre half. Lovely feet to do the Welsh Media striker there. Plays a delightful diagonal ball. Number 16 able to cross it in, and as always, Nick Hartley is there to sweep up, literally sweep it up over the fence. And if I'm honest, I think they only have one ball.
There's no nonsense defending there from the BBC Sport.
No, they have
icon
another
there.
ball. No nonsense. I think that's tactical. Kicking it over, knowing there's no other ball, taking a breather, regrouping, going again.
Well, here we go. We got Cardiff Met superfan now, Jamesy. Yeah, I've known this man for a good few years now. I still don't know his surname. It's just always been Jamesy. Maybe it is just E is his surname. And
Maybe.
Yeah.
Jamesy whips it into a dangerous area, but the keeper comfortably grabs it, and Welsh Media here could be on another counter attack. Ball plays delightfully forward. Great pass. Great defending there from Cardiff Met, stopping that counter attack. If anything, Welsh Media's weakness could be their greatest strength. Their counter attack, when they get bodies forward, means that they leave a lot of space in behind. Lovely feet. Cardiff Met here. Great block. And the ball managed to spin back into the goalkeeper's hands. But again, fantastic flick on and causing some trouble like they did in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, a good chance there for Cardiff Met staff. A brilliant save from the Welsh Media goalkeeper there. But of course, fortunate with the backspin to fall safely into his hands. But of course, he was quick to pounce on the ball before Met could have any sort of a sniff at goal.
But again, it's similar pattern to the first half. Cardiff Met start strong. Mistake there from Chris Smart. Can Welsh Media pounce? That just looked like a body check. Body check to me that looked like, and the referee clearly didn't see it for some reason. But going back to the chance, again, just like the first half, Cardiff Met starting the strongest. 1v1 whist, and Welsh Media just hit them with a sucker punch.
Well, yeah, exactly. And, I think we're seeing now what we mentioned earlier, possibly tempers are flaring. There are a few sort of, I suppose, unsportsmanlike challenges going in. I think these guys know what they're doing when they're leaving the footing. None of these guys are daft here. All very successful people. They know how to win, but it might be ugly. But, of course, they'll all want the W come 90 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all it is. At the end of the day, it is about being able to get that victory. Welsh Media here going long and finding John up top. He was unable to keep hold of possession. Lovely pass down the right channel. Ball put into a dangerous area, but Mike Castle's there to sweep it up. And it's eventually cleared by Chris Smart.
Yeah, the tennis lecturer there he's had a very good performance since he come midway on through the first half.
Yeah, he's been very solid there, and also could be an attacking threat, as we saw in the first half. Jinkin run past 4 players. Great play in midfield. Ball again. Lovely penetrating pass.
Splitting.
But the keeper again, great starting position off his line quickly to smother out any chance of another goal scoring opportunity for the right back, who seems to be marauding forward at every opportunity he can this half.
Yeah, definitely. I think Griffiths there was unlucky not to get to the ball. The keeper did well to come out quickly. But of course, Cardiff Met now. They have a throw in a good position. Yeah.
Looks like he's setting up for a long one.
Well, as you see, Cardiff Met are still adopting 3 at the back here. So a lot of bodies forward. Possibly vulnerable to the rasping Welsh Media counter-attack that we've seen for the last 50 minutes.
Again, another defensive clearance there, no nonsense. I'd say more of a slice out for a corner than anything there. But again, it is another corner. Cardiff Met seem to be piling on the pressure in this opening 10-15 minutes of the second half, where Welsh Media are still leading 1-0 from a 30-yard strike in the first half. Ball gets driven in low and is cleared by Welsh Media.
I think that's Owain Lear there who has played it forward. Well, we played it back for the ball to go forward. To
go forward right into Mike Castle's path. And Cardiff Met, again, looking to set up another attack from the back. Chris Smart on the ball. Looking for an overlap from Owen here. Welsh Media seems to be quite narrow and just happy to let the ball go out wide, knowing the height advantage they have with their centre halves. Great ball from...
That was well left there by Welsh Media.
Well, I was going to say that's a great ball there from Mike Castle, but it turned out to be slightly overhit, and it's another goal kick. Neil Hennessy there seems to be walking off his little twang, or big twang, depending on how he felt it. And Welsh Media, again, setting up deep, I'd say. I don't think they've been that high throughout the whole game. They seem to just set up deep and just soak it all up.
Well, have you seen, their striker is sort of played on the shoulder of Smart throughout the entire game so far. Of course, the hustling was, able to for Smart to make the mistake, and then obviously Welsh Media taking the advantage. There's a lazy football there from Castle.
But Cardiff have made another sub. They've just taken off Jamesy for Sam Harrison, who seems extremely pumped up with that challenge from what we can tell. Lovely take there from the Cardiff Met centre half. He's got a bit of pressure from Welsh Media again. He's not willing to give it. Met still have it, and eventually they find Chris Smart. Sam Harrison there on the ball, dictating play again, setting his stamp on the game, setting his authority, and hoping that he can find some sort of breakthrough against this resolute Welsh Media team.
That's a very clever ball there from Smart.
That is, and Owen has just managed to keep it on. Nutmeg Hartley again cuts it back to the edge. But solid defending there. Great tracking back from the Welsh Media defence. Welsh Media just can't get out of their own half right now. Cardiff Met seem to have a viper grip like on this game now. They just need to create some opportunities to get that equaliser.
Well, yeah, no, Welsh Media now have a bit of reprieve. Yeah, it's getting a bit cooler now, so I think we're going to see a lot of faster play. I think these guys are going to be using the last of their energy reserves to get the ball into the net. I think for the last half hour, last 35 minutes, half hour, I think we're going to see a lot of chances, a lot of good challenges like so. They're a really competitive game. This second half is starting to show.
And that is an ambitious shot, to say the least, from that distance. I know Welsh Media scored from that distance. Sammy Harrison there seems to be very happy with the response that Cardiff might have had in this second half.
Yeah, definitely. See, I think half-time treated Sammy Harrison very well there. He seemed to be losing his cool towards the end of that. But, it's good to see that he's there encouraging his teammates to get the ball forward. And even when it doesn't come off just as much as they want it, or come off as well as they want it, at least he's there to applaud the efforts. And, so they go again. And that's all they can do here.
Welsh Media there winning the first ball, but Cardiff able to pounce on the seconds and regain possession. Great play down this left-hand side. Ball with Owen. Ball short there, and Welsh Media able to pounce. Ball kept in by the striker. Lovely 1-2 over the top there, but Chris Smart again is able to sweep up and clear it out for a corner. I'd say probably the only mistake was the sloppy header in the first half. Apart from that, he seems to be a rock at the back for Cardiff Met.
Yeah, I couldn't agree any more, Haj. Like I say, he's obviously, I think he's probably been their best player on the day-to-day, other than the mistake. But a bit of a lapse in communication there between him and his goalkeeper. Possibly, could have played the simple ball back to then put it forward. But now Welsh Media have the corner. It's whipped in.
And Chris Smart is there again to clear it. Lovely feet there. He still has the ball. Cardiff Met still got the ball, Welsh Media. Great play. Somehow he's got it. But Sammy Harrison is there, able to nip the ball away. And could Cardiff Met here be on the counter-attack? Long diagonal here to John, who takes a lovely touch.
Possibly a hint of handball there. Maybe a bit harsh if it was given.
Again, another ambitious effort here from Cardiff Met. Their main chances seem to be coming from long shots rather than anything intricate into the box, not causing too much trouble to the goalkeeper.
Well, you see, in the first half there was the one ball across the 6-yard box which was just missed by Pedley. Because of that, possibly he's been pulled for the second half now with this new look Cardiff Met side that did take the second half.
That is a sloppy clearance there. Can Welsh Media pounce on it? No, but he's able to recover very well on the ball. Great pass there to Owen down the left, who's seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Great pirouette in turn there. Ball down the right to Mike Castle, who's able to find the right winger. There seems to be a good partnership down the right between Mike Castle and the right winger. Constant overlapping and causing trouble for Cardiff Met.
Well, let's not forget that this Cardiff Met side have had a good few years together now. They should be gelling a lot more. There have been glimpses of that chemistry that we did talk about prior to kick-off. But I think they'll be very gutted that their cohesion, which they have developed, is seeming to not be able to break down the Welsh Media side.
Yeah, Welsh Media seem to be well organised at the back here, nice, tight and compact, not leaving too much room for Cardiff Met to play in between. Again, Hartley there able to win the ball and find seconds, but Sammy Harrison's able to nick the ball away and set Cardiff Met on another counter-attack down this left-hand side. Owen able for a ball over the top, but that space just isn't there for the ball over the top. Welsh Media seem to have the spaces are too tight for them to be able to play anything over the top. Otherwise, the keeper will just come and gather it like he just has. Little nick there from John, but great recovery there. Not much options up top for Welsh Media. That seems to be the issue here. They're well resolute at the back. Oh, hello. Mistake here from the goalkeeper. Welsh Media still have the ball on the edge of the box. Plays it into the number 10. Delightful pass. Great interception from Cardiff Met here. And game seems a bit more stretched out now, which could suit Cardiff Met more than the Welsh Media.
Yeah, definitely. With the Welsh Media playing very deep for a lot of the game, they're starting to step a bit forward. As you can see, they're not as organised as they have been in the first half. However, the Met quality just hasn't been there, and when it has been, the Welsh Media goalkeeper has been a good stopper for them.
And now Welsh Media back into shape. Cardiff Met dictating play, but not really causing much trouble with all the possession that they've had in this second half.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of the ball the Cardiff Met staff have had have just sort of been in that middle third where it is hard to get any sort of combo play on the go. Although that was a very nice sort of ball roll there.
And another ambitious shot from way outside the box. And I'm pretty sure Welsh Media will be absolutely happy with limited chances that have been created from Cardiff Met.
Well, definitely, and I think these guys know that this is one of their only chances to be able to play with the cameras rolling. I think a lot of them are backing themselves for a couple of spectacular goals. Of course, we have seen, it was a very good strike that in the first half. I wasn't expecting to see a goal like that in this game. However, the cameras are rolling. It may be getting to the players. However, Welsh Media are still, the only one to score so far.
Ball goes long, but again Cardiff Met able to win the first ball. And throwing there for Cardiff Met, taken quickly. But again, the most pleasing thing for Welsh Media, I think, is how easily ball played over the top there.
He's onside.
Referee looked like he had the whistle to his mouth, wasn't too sure if that was offside or not, and that is a chance missed for Welsh Media to get a second goal cushion. But as I was saying, the most pleasing thing from Welsh Media must be the fact that their subs just come on and seamlessly just fit into the shape that they have.
Yeah, definitely. The transition with the players coming on and off. It hasn't seemed to affect the side at all, really. They're still playing with fluidity. They're still solid, and I think we're going to have an entertaining 25 minutes. I think
good hold of play there. Sorry, good hold of play there from John, but Welsh Media just smother it out again. And as you can see, every single player from Welsh Media is in their own half. They're just not able to get out. This is the issue. They've got everyone in their own half. When they try and attack, there's just no one to find forwards. Here is again, goes back to the centre half, and the same routine happens where Cardiff Met will keep the ball. Don't really know how to describe what I've just seen there. Help me out here, Callum.
Well, rather than playing the simple ball, he saw that the right back had space on that right hand side. However, I think that the technique there meant the curl, or the desired curl for the flight of the ball wasn't there, and it went out for a throw in.
Thanks for helping me there. didn't actually know how to describe that misplaced pass.
Yeah, I think that's the best case scenario. It sort of reminds me of that John O'Shea Champions League shot from about 30 yards out and somehow ended up out for a throw-in. But Met attacking very quickly on this sort of right-hand side, but the inside ball was not there. But they do
Cardiff
retain
still
possession.
do have ball. Lovely play here. 2v1. They love a little slide, but again, brilliant, fantastic challenge there from the recovering midfielder. Welsh Media, dare I say, are currently impenetrable. And knowing commentators curse, they will probably concede from this current attack. Ball gets put in by Sammy Harrison. Nope, cleared again.
Well, as you saw there with the chance that Cardiff Met have, one thing that I noticed was Nick Hartley being out of position. There, he got caught further up in that middle third of the pitch, and because of that, Cardiff Met were able to find the space and almost get a shot off away.
Lovely feet there, but any sting from the shot was taken out from the block, and the goalkeeper quite rightly taking his time, letting Welsh Media set up. It is now the impetus needs to be on Cardiff Met to set the tempo. Go and press the keeper because he can have the ball there all day long and he'll be quite happy, as Owen's just done. Ball gets launched forward. Lovely touch, and that is a Cardiff Met throw-in.
Yeah, just come off the Welsh Media player there. He did appeal for the ball, as all competitors do. But here we go, Sammy Harrison now in this anchor position. With Sammy's quality and playing in that ankle role.
Speaking of Sammy, he just got counter-attacked here. Lovely sliding pass. Oh, he was unable to control it, and the keeper is able to smother it. That's probably the first time Sammy's been able to get caught on the ball there, and Mike Castle got outdone for pace.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Hadj. But as you've alluded to all games so far, with how deep Welsh Media are playing, even though there's numbers in this Cardiff Met attack, there were players there to defend well. And
again, that right hand side, fantastic combination, 1-2s, speed of pass, speed of touch, speed of movement, devilish delivery there, and fair play to the keeper. He's done very well to keep hold of the ball, which I think probably done him more damage than good by the looks of things.
Yeah, it looks like he collided with his teammate there. It looks like he's carrying a knock now. Maybe time for Cardiff Met to start peppering the ball from distance a bit more.
Again, attacking down this right hand side, trying a little nutmeg there, but Welsh Media able to just smother it away and try and muster some sort of attack, and he managed to get a throw, and that's very good play there from the striker. Relieve some pressure on this Welsh Media defence that have done fantastic so far to be able to keep the clean sheet. And speaking of ringing the changes, here comes another one for Welsh Media, freshening up that attack by the looks of things. Yeah,
well, we're sort of halfway through this second half now, 24 minutes played. I think an air of desperation will come shortly for Cardiff Met, because they will not want to lose this game at all. They are the regular side that play together. I imagine they backed themselves as favourites well before the game, and of course, with Media winning, they're not going to hear the end of it. These guys have got some big followers on their channels, and it's not something that they'll be able to live down quite lightly, I believe. But Sammy Harrison now, he's trying to he goes over the game line, but these combo passes aren't working out now for Cardiff Met, and Sammy Harrison here now just sort of jogging into his own half.
Welsh Media having probably the best spell of possession they've probably had this whole second half, and yeah, coming up to about 25 minutes left, still 1-0 to Welsh Media after a sublime 25-yard finish in the first half from the Welsh Media midfielder, and that is a foul there.
I think we need to jazz the goal up a bit, to be honest, Hadj. I'm going to say it's a 42-yard strike.
42
yards. Yeah,
you counted 42 yards. How far that is?
Well, I think if we start sort of embellishing the truth near enough, I think there'll be some good numbers on any replays. To be honest, it's all about ratings, Hadj. All about ratings.
Welsh Media again comfortably deal with the Cardiff Met attack, and here he is, the goal scorer on the ball. He's been fantastic, the midfielder. He's dominated the midfield there, kept the ball well for Welsh Media, and every time they've come any I'll get my words out. Under any pressure, he's managed to recuperate the ball and relieve any pressure from them. I got there eventually.
Exactly, Hadj. Perseverance is key. The one thing that I've been quite surprised about is actually the performance of the goalkeepers in each games. Of course, with these exhibition games, one could think that the standard in goalkeeping would be quite lapsed. Other than a few sort of missed kicks or what have you, the guys have, they've been really well. They've been composed with coming out to the ball. They've been brave, and they've been able to, pull off some good saves.
Yeah, they've done very well, both goalkeepers, but not very. Lovely ball to Sammy Harrison there. Sammy Harrison 1v1, hits it straight at the goalkeeper, and again the goalkeeper, he's done fantastic. He hasn't had much to do, but everything that he's done well, and he's smothered any chance that Cardiff might have had to get a goal. Yeah, if anything, I'd probably say that's slightly disappointing on Sammy Harrison's part for a poor finish.
Yeah, definitely. You got to give the goalkeeper credit there. He was in the right place at the right time, made himself big. Of course, cutting down the angles and where Sammy can take the shot off, and it's worked out in his favour. Off the shoulder, calmly collected, and as we're saying, it's been a big performance from the Welsh Media goalkeeper.
It has. He's been a massive factor in them keeping a clean sheet with 3 one-on-one saves. The only thing I'd say, Nick Hartley here coming off, which actually could be quite a big turning point for Welsh Media, since he's been a solid rock at the back, and Joe Towns here coming on as well, our lecturer coming on as a left back, hopefully causing some damage. But as I was saying, the main issues here, if anything, he's probably come down the left just to analyse our commentating.
Well, fortunately, I'm not under the scrutiny of Joe Towns anymore, because I'll be, should be graduating in July. You've still got another year of that, Hadj. I know it can be a very detailed critic of the work here. So, I think we need to up our game on comms so we don't get a good slew in.
I'll tell you what, the thing I was going to say is the fact that the main chances for Cardiff have come through a third-person run. Welsh Media, even though they are well organised, they don't seem to be sticking with their players very well. And there it is again, another run not being marked. Edge of the box here. That is a fantastic challenge. That's not a penalty. No, but yeah, more trouble being caused when the movement's slicker. Welsh Media can't seem to live with that.
No, definitely, and Nick Hartley was a good crux for those combination passes. He was able to intercept, and he had the pace to get back and stop these 2-on-1s from happening. Now Nick Hartley's come off for a breather. I think there'll be a lot more space now. He's obviously. That's
a great ball from Joe, right into the striker's feet. But there seems to be a lot of space here for Cardiff to attack in. Good pass into John there. John on the edge of the box finds a number 8 who scoops into Sammy Harrison, and Sammy Harrison loses possession. Oh, that from here seemed to be a very good challenge, but in these sort of conditions, that was a risky challenge. On the other hand, that's a fantastic out of the side pass, out of the foot pass, and the ball gets cleared away for another corner.
I was very worried about contact there. Studs were showing. Not a great challenge. I disagree with you there, Hadj. They're nowhere near the ball, nowhere near the man. In fairness, when it comes down to it, he was a good few inches away from contact. But at the end of the day, no one wants to see any of these guys get hurt. They're all cracking lads. All good personalities, and nobody wants to come off injured in this game. Hopefully tempers stay down, but that's Sammy's competitive edge here. He's even calling for the ball now for a Trent Alexander-Arnold-esque Divock Origi combo.
Ball's about to get put in the box eventually. The referee seems to be having some words there about some contact in the box. I suspect. I don't see what the issue is. Having a word with Sammy Harrison. Probably telling him to calm down, in fairness. But now the game will get underway, and the ball gets put into the dangerous area. That's a very dangerous area, but well cleared with. And a little smother here at the back. Comes to the edge of the box, and slice out for a goal kick is the best way to describe that shot.
Yeah, it's come to him in an awkward position there. The angles of his body, wouldn't allow him to get the contact that he wanted him to there. Hadj, as an experienced footballer, as you're the experienced footballer here, a lot of body shape is so important with technique, and it just wasn't there for the Cardiff Met superstar.
No, it wasn't there.
And neither was his touch either.
No, he's gone. His shot and his touch has gone missing. Lovely ball here, down, but the keeper is out quickly and able to smother out any attack. Just throwing straight down to Joe Towns. Ball inside into Joe, who finds Sammy Harrison in acres of space here. Ball over top. Caused some trouble there, number 8, but again, there's been a bit of trouble. That's a ball that Hartley throughout the game has been smothering, and this new centre half has had a little bit of issue there with the balls over the top of him.
Yeah, obviously Nick Hartley, he's left a big hole in that back four. He was doing good combos with Dav Pritchard, and Dav Pritchard there with sort of a 50-pence-esque header there.
50-pence-esque header, I'd say more of a fantastic dive. Didn't see much contact in that, the way he flung himself to the floor. If you will listen back to this, sorry, I'm just saying what I'm saying. But here, ball comes out to Dav. Welsh Media here on the attack with very few bodies forward, and Cardiff are able to deal with the attack very comfortably indeed.
Well, we got to give it up for James Candy in goals for Welsh Media. He's had a stellar performance, and it's going to take a lot to beat him today.
Yes, it is. Sammy Harrison, a lovely turn away. No, nothing in it. Sammy Harrison seems to be losing his head a little bit now. I think he needs to calm down to get the best from his game. And again, ball there, seen out for a throwing from Joe Towns.
Well, Carl Roberts coming on. Carl Roberts has not long come on for Welsh Media. I think he's gonna be a big presence for the media side.
Lovely feet there to get out of a tight situation. Lovely turn from Pedley there. Delightful turn. Goes past 2 Welsh Media. Pedley on the edge of the box. Back heel into Sammy Harrison. Quick feet. But again, ball smothered clear from Welsh Media.
But what was good there, it shows Sammy Harrison was still thinking. As we saw a couple of minutes ago, for that second ball he was lunging in. He knew then that he wasn't going to get to the ball. Rather than committing the foul, just sort of lets the defender make the clearance. And because of that, Cardiff Met were able to retain possession on the game line, and now they've got the ball in a dangerous area. But it has just been well defended there by Welsh Media.
Cardiff Met here have a throwing deep in Welsh Media territory. Are they able to make anything from this throwing? Ball gets thrown short to John, who hooks it into the area quite more in hope than expectation, and it just calmly bounces into the keeper's hands.
Yeah, Candy calmly collects there and is able to put the ball forward. It's a very good kick again from the goalkeeper. He's been my man of the match throughout the game so far. I've been very impressed with his performance. He's kept this Welsh Media side in it all the way. I think it's a totally different scoreline if anybody else is in goals.
Yeah, I agree with you, but let's not undervalue the impact that Hartley has had at the back. Solid performance. He could be close there for gaining man of the match as well.
Well, I imagine they're good friends. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to share the awards and the spoils.
Coming into what I'd say is about the last 15 minutes of the game here, 1-0 to Welsh Media. That looked like a tight handball there, but yeah, 15 minutes, still 1-0 to Welsh Media from a fantastic strike in the first half from the Welsh Media midfielder, and apart from the 3 1-on-1s, which is actually should be scoring, Welsh Media have dealt with everything quite comfortably.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been no threat from set plays. The shots that the Cardiff Met staff have been taking from distance have been sort of desperate and haven't really challenged the goalkeeper. But a good free kick in a good position, and it comes to nothing.
Lovely feet here. Can Cardiff Met counter? There is space. I've just seen him fall over. Don't know how he fell over. Sammy Harrison finds a ball forwards. But again, great defending from Welsh Media centre half. And good strength there. Just shepherding the ball out for a throw-in.
Yeah, those are the challenges that you like to see. The good 50-50s. Both guys just go in for the ball. All eyes for the ball. No malice in it. And, it's just a test of strength. And Cardiff Met come out on top there.
Cardiff Met dominating possession. That's a clean challenge. That's a brilliant challenge, actually. We've seen some sliding challenges that have been a bit iffy, but that's a brilliant challenge. And Josh has won the ball back, slides in, number 16. Brilliant defending again. Miscommunication, and Welsh Media are able to get the ball clear again. Delightful nutmeg on Sammy Harrison. You can see the funnier side of that nutmeg.
Yeah, no, he appreciated the skill that it took to beat him there, and it's always good to have a bit of a sportsmanlike conduct when you know you've been had. But here we go. Met again, dangerous position, pressing for this equaliser. That looked like an offside position.
That's a lovely flick on into the number 8 there. But they played to the whistle, and Welsh Media just about do that. Everyone seems to stop there as if they all knew it was offside. Ball goes forward here. Again, smothered by the centre half. Welsh Media can't get out of their own half, and they just seem to be walking up. Their energy system seems to be very low right now, and seems to be digging deep to any sort of energy they could have left.
Yeah, it's been a very Groundhog Day-esque half sort of thing. I think we've seen the same transition of play a good 8-9 times now. I feel that this is the way the game's going to go throughout the end of the allotted time.
We got 5 minutes left here. Again, 1-0 to Welsh Media from a fantastic strike in halfway through the first half. Get my words out again. Halfway through the first half from the Welsh Media midfield. Cardiff Met have had 3 1-on-1s who've been smothered by Candy, and he probably won't be quiet about those after the game. But again, Welsh Media able to smother out any chance and lose the second ball actually for probably the first time in a long while in this second half. But managed to regain it. Again, cool, calm and composed. They seem to have cool heads even when they are being pressed by Cardiff Met.
Oh, that's a lovely bit of skill there from the Cardiff Met wide man. He puts the ball into the middle of the box. Oh, it's an own goal and it's an equaliser. It's Cardiff Met 1, Welsh Media 1. Heartbreak there. The goalkeeper, James Candy, deserved a clean sheet. However, the Welsh Media defender puts the ball into the back of his own net. Heartbreak for the journalists. And, well, we've got a good game on for the last 5 minutes.
My, oh my, oh my. What a finish any striker would be proud of. Again, a delightful ball into the dangerous area there. Defenders running towards their own goal. Any defender will tell you they hate to run towards their own goal. He got his feet in a tangle, and he's managed to shin a fantastic bullet ball into the top corner of, unfortunately, his own net to make it 1-1. But it is a goal that Cardiff have deserved for the domination they've had in this second half.
Yeah, definitely. Their perseverance has been rewarded, Had. You're quite right there. And Sammy Harrison now, now they've got that equaliser, he'll be desperate for that winning goal.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see now he looks a lot happier getting on the ball. On the other hand, he just gave that one away. So, commentator's curse. You know what it's like. Welsh Media on the ball. Joe misses a tackle and gets slightly injured. Ball gets kicked out of play there for a Cardiff Met Cardiff Met goal kick. But Joe there took a little tumble, and he seems to be getting subbed off.
And yeah, Joe Towns there making a very slow, sort of painful limp off the field, gutting for the Cardiff the Cardiff Met sport broadcaster lead lecturer here. Someone who was relishing to play all day. Looks like he rode a big first challenge to the shoulder to the mouth, which he ended up having to come off for, and then it looks like maybe there's some ligament damage there. Hopefully not. Maybe that's a day off in the morning for you.
No, absolutely not. He is going to be sore in the morning, but we do have marks that we will be getting back. So what mark we'll be getting, we'll have to wait and see. Cardiff Met are looking to take. That's a fantastic ball over the top again to the replacement of Nick Hartley. John able to skip past him, find Sammy Harrison. Ball falls to Pedley, who falls over and still has possession. Great battling determination here from Pedley. And somehow the ball gets scrambled clear by Welsh Media. But yeah, again, that ball over the top seems to be causing the Welsh Media centre half a lot of problems since Nick Hartley's been replaced.
Yeah, I think if I was the Welsh Media side now, I'd be looking to get Nick Hartley back on if he is fit enough to play. You know, he did put an incredible shift in. Maybe he hasn't got the, maybe he hasn't got the legs there now for the remaining thing.
What, that ball has caused quite a bit of confusion there of how to deal with it. But Welsh Media managed to get the ball out. Sammy Harrison there, able to win the ball back. And Cardiff Met on the counter-attack with some space down this left-hand side. Oh, and he goes for the shot and he just scuffs it wide for a goal kick. With the amount of time and space he had, he really should have done better with a shot or made a better decision.
Yeah, definitely. And the way Candy's played, throughout the entire game, it would take something special for him to beat him on his near post there. You know, unfortunate to concede the own goal, which was the equaliser for Cardiff Met. However, you know, he'll look to get it forward now. There's a couple of units, you could say, who could start muscling the tired legs of the Cardiff Met back four. You know, of course, with the ball's gone over the top of the Cardiff Met backline quite a few times. You know, they're going to expend a lot of energy, sort of, you know, speaking to the goalkeeper, being able to receive the ball off him, because they've played a lot from the back, and and when the defenders do cover a lot of mileage, that is going to be, that's going to be testing for them in these final few minutes. With if there is any sort of form of pace in this Welsh Media side going forward, I'd like to see Dav Pritchard push further up on that hand side. He's shown he's got the legs to get forward. He's shown he's got the pace to beat a man, and he can play a pass. Okay, he's had a few unlucky and missed touches, and the ball has gone astray. However, him pushing up now in these final few minutes could be the difference maker, because with Welsh Media sitting so defensive at the moment, they're not going to create any challenges. They're not going to create any chances for themselves.
Yeah, I think Welsh Media are just looking forward to probably hoping for a set piece or some sort of counter attack. If not, they'll just take the draw right about now. Cardiff Met seem to have the impetus and be on the front foot and looking for that second goal. Ball gets played over the top. Delightful header there. Able to get it off the toe of the striker for a corner in the dying minutes of this second half.
Yeah, well, I've just been told that we've got an additional 10 minutes to play, so that we do find a winner in this game.
Ball gets played in a dangerous area there, and again the 16 just wasn't able to react quick enough to be able to get good contact on the ball, and the ball is eventually towed into Cardiff Met path, and now Cardiff Met are able to counter-attack again. Aimless switch of play there. I tell you what, that is a brilliant first time pass into Welsh Media, but there is no service up top. Great hold-up play there, trying the best he can. He's done very well to battle it wide. But somehow, he got the foul. He done very well there to be able to hold the ball up without any support. But eventually, he lost possession.
We just let the game breathe for a moment. Let the football action talk for itself. I think we're getting into a very tense section of the game here. That's a great darting ball forward, but there we go. James Candy, intelligence there, knowing to let the ball just run out of play.
Tell you what, Cardiff, these players will probably be hoping that it was 5 minutes left in this half. But yeah, we got another 8 minutes to go. Plenty of time to find a winner in this game. Great win there from Sammy Harrison. Again, he's able to still keep possession. I was worried about the challenge he was about to make after the previous few. Again, another throw in down the right hand side. Cardiff seems to be taking their time, almost setting up for a long throw into the box. And if it was a long throw, I'd probably put Pedley in there with his height.
Even though, like we said, it is an exhibition, none of these players will be happy to share the spoils for this game. Each side will be looking for the winner now with the last sort of 7 minutes to play. Obviously, Cardiff Met have been the more penetrative side, and well, with a long-range shot there. But they're doing something that the Welsh Media aren't doing, and they're taking their chances. They are shooting. If there is that second goal, okay, it might not be the most technical shot going, but at least that they are challenging managing the goalkeeper, because if you don't shoot, you don't score, and that is sort of a Captain Obvious quote sort of thing going on. However, Welsh Media, they've offered nothing going forward in this second half.
Tell you what, Welsh Media are just about to offer something with a very rare attack here.
Dad Pritchard now lays it inside.
Oh, again, miscommunication, unable to receive the 1-2 there, and Cardiff Met have some space to drive into with Welsh Media struggling to get back, but they are able to get back, and it seems like they are struggling with a bit of cramp on the ball there.
Yeah, that lactic acid will definitely be building up for a few of these players now. Obviously, far more used to being on the touchline rather than running up and down the touchline.
Yeah, Sammy Harrison on the ball again, lovely feet. And a ball slightly overhit, but he is able to keep it in play. Puts the ball into a box for Pedley. Delightful chance from Pedley. Oh, what a finish, and that's very, very unfortunate there. Last chance of the game. Pedley able to boom it over, and full-time whistle. We have Cardiff Met 1, Welsh Media 1, with a lot of sore legs there.
Definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure on comms with you this evening, Haj. It's something that we haven't done for a while, something that I hope we do again a few more times in the near future. Maybe the quality wasn't on display this evening at Kincoid, but I think it's been a very entertaining affair for us up here. The quality wasn't there, but there was the competitive spirit, and as you see now, they're all shaking hands, and that's what football's all about. It might be a draw, but there's definitely one winner tonight, and that's definitely football.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you, Callum. As we have it here, Cardiff Met final score: Cardiff Met 1, Welsh Media 1.